Hi and welcome to GRVO TV, G's Reviews, Views and Opinions. This is my next in the series of watches for a tank of gas, and this one fits the bill perfectly. I wanted a nice dress watch. I don't want to spend a lot of money on a dress watch, it's not something I wear an awful lot. But I have been using the little Timex Weekender chronograph, but it's a bit chunky. It's okay as a dressy watch. I wanted a nice little dress watch, and so I've gone for an Orient Bambino. Obviously there's loads of different styles. I chose this one because I wanted the blue one, and this is the bigger version, so it's the later version with hacking and the hand winding movement, and it's also got the 22mm. It'll take the 22mm straps, which is nice, and it's like the 42mm case, about 11mm thick. So that's the kind of the specs on it. And I got this for less than a tank of gas. It was this was a second-hand one, but absolutely mint condition in the box, apart from the strap, which has some wear, which I haven't got a problem with. And so you open it up, you just get a little cardboard box. You get this nice Orient box with an aluminium style top on it, riveted with the logo. It's quite nice, and then inside you get the watch on the cushion. There's a manual and some gumph in there, which I'm not going to get out. So there's lots of different series and versions and all that, but just ultimately just go for the version that you like the look of, really. I would say that the versions that have the hacking and hand winding are probably the better option, but to be honest, I wouldn't have a problem with any in the range. I just went for this one because I wanted a sort of a current dress watch, in that it's quite a big watch. I wouldn't normally go for one this big, but I actually quite like it. In actual fact, I love it. I didn't realise how much I would like this watch. It was one of those where I opened it and I'm like, oh yeah, and then you start looking at it in different lights, and sometimes the blue dial just looks like a matte, very plain finished light blue in the middle, dark blue out on the edges. Sometimes it looks black, and then you get this sunburst effect, and it's like a wavy effect on the light, how it plays with it. It's a really lovely watch. The strap is nothing to write home about, but this one's been worn. I think it's been worn on a different watch, because in the pictures this watch had a different strap on it. But this watch has got like a very slightly sort of grey blue back into it, and it touches the edges as well, so it's like black with a sort of a hint of blue in it, which I quite like. But what I think I'm probably going to go for is an all black strap with perhaps blue stitching. I might have a look at that, I don't know, but we'll see. So what I'm going to do is do some close-ups, flip the camera around, and we'll have a look at the detail on this beautiful watch, and then I'll pop it on the wrist under a shirt, with a shirt on, and we'll see how it looks with a nice white shirt. Okay, so here we have the watch, the Orient Bambino. I think this is the version 4, series 2 or something. It all gets a bit confusing, but let's just sort of move it around, let it play in the light there. See, now at the moment I'm not getting or it's certainly not showing up on camera, the kind of starburst effect of that. Oh, there you go. There we go. That dial. Look how that sort of plays and looks different in different lights. It's yeah, very nice. So what have we got here? So we've got a date. Ooh. We've got a date complication at the 3 o'clock, and that's ringed by a white box. To be honest, I would have been happy with that not being there. It's there, so it's fine, but I think it would have looked slightly better with it not being there. We've got these applied sort of indices, batons at the hour marks, and this particular watch has them on every single hour. I think some of them only have applied indices on the sort of the 12, 3, 6 and 9 position, and then they're printed in between. There's a minute track around the edge, just very, very plain. We've got an applied logo there, the Orient logo, which is really nice detail, and then it says Orient Automatic, and we've got water resistant underneath there. The hands are very sort of classic style chrome. The second hand is interesting because it's kind of classic chrome style, very thin, and then it's got the end dipped in red paint, which I don't know, I'm in two minds about it. I quite like the fact that it's a bit fun, it's sort of a little tiny pop of colour, but to be fair, I think it would have been, again, just as good without it. I'm not really... I'm 50-50 on that. I think the red would have looked better on perhaps one of the white dials or the cream dial. I think on the blue dial, I think I would have preferred an all chrome second hand. As you can see, it's all highly polished, the case and the bezel around the top there, and it plays beautifully with the light. I think the crown is nice. It's not a screw down crown or anything like that. Obviously we have got hand wind in there, nicely in proportion to the watch, so really like that. As you'll see, if I pull that out, it's got hack in, so you know straight away that this is the later model with the hacking and hand winding. Yeah, really nice. Now, this is an in-house Orient movement from what I gather, and they've not gone for a particularly interesting case back. It's very flat and smooth, just got the Orient logo and some detailing on there, nothing to write home about, and it gives you like the model number and stuff. It is a screw down case back, which is nice. So, you know, we have got a little bit of water resistance here. Not that this is one that I'd, you know, maybe washing your hands up in the, you know, washing your hands in the sink kind of splashes, caught in a bit of rain, you're going to be fine with this one. I wouldn't go swimming in it. It's a dress watch. So really nice. Just quickly flip round there to the buckle. It's got Orient written on it. It's nice. It's again chromy. It's okay. And the strap, it's nice. I quite like it. I say it's black with like a blued edge and a sort of grey blue back to it. Not sure how well that comes out. This one's actually wearing quite nicely. I'm not sure about the strap yet, so I think I might go for a black strap with a bit of blue stitching or something on it. I'm not sure, but I'm going to try a few different things on it. So there you go. So I'm just going to pop it on the wrist. Okay, so there it is on the wrist, all nice and close up. Let's just pull that. There we go. Let's just. So I think the blue and with a white shirt, I think it sets it off absolutely beautifully, because in a crisp white shirt, I think they actually put a little bit of blue in it, and it makes it whiter, if you see what I mean. It's like that icy sort of blue colour. So I think blue with a white shirt looks really good. I mean, I think the cream dial is probably one of the most popular Bambinos, but I really, really like this. This is lovely. I mean, that is, you know, I didn't want to spend a fortune on a dress watch, and most people, you know, you don't wear a dress watch very often. You don't want to be spending loads of money on it. If you do, that's fine. Just while we're having a look at there, look at the crystal there. It's just a mineral crystal. That's what you'd expect on a watch of this price. It's got a lovely dome to it, and then it's sort of flat across the top. It's got some nice distortion around the edges, but I just think it suits the watch really well. And when you talk about it sliding under a cuff, if you look at the profile of the watch here, it looks very thin because of, obviously, the dome takes up about a third of the actual width of it. So it is a really thin watch, and you've got it really nicely raked up here. So it slides under a cuff, you know, beautifully, and you could have it like, you know, just peeking out there. I mean, that to me just looks absolutely lovely. Let's just get a slightly wider shot here for you. There you go. I say this is probably a touch big on my wrist, being the 42mm. I think probably a 40 would have been better, but it's kind of the fashion at the moment to wear, like, you know, a fairly large dress watch, and I think I can pull that off okay. It doesn't bother me. I'd like to hear people's opinions on straps on this one, and also the red splash on the red dipped second hand, because I just think if that second hand was just chrome all the way along, I wouldn't have had a problem with it. I don't know, I think it's just adding something that didn't need to be there. Those indices are beautiful. Can you tell I absolutely love this watch? I'm really liking it. I put it on and then I was like, oh, I can't take this off. I shouldn't really be wearing it. It's not one I'm going to be wearing a massive amount. And when it comes to cost, you know, 90 quid, you're never going to lose money. I'm pretty sure that I could wear this one for about you know, a year maybe, and then I might look at something else in the Orient range if I want to step up or go to a Seiko or something different. You know, I might flip this, and I know full well I'm going to easily get my money back on it. You know, if not, you might even make a little bit more if they, you know, if they stop selling them and they become a bit rare. But you're never going to lose any money on it. You know, if you had to sell it for 50 quid, you know, I'd have only lost £40 on the deal anyway, so it's, you know, it's no big deal, is it? But yeah, I just love that. I can't stop looking at it. So there you go, that's my review on the Orient Bambino. I think it's a great range of watches. They've got different sizes, different styles, different colours. They've got the Orient Bambino, I think they've got the open heart version, the minute second, the small second version. You know, there's so many different versions. Pretty much, they've got whichever one you want. So, you know, I went for this one because I just thought that blue dial looked really nice, and with a white shirt, I just think that's going to set it off at a treat. And I'm well chuffed with it. It's the kind of watch and the kind of money that if you wanted, if you was wearing, say for instance, a dark blue shirt, you could go for I think the cream dial version one would go perfectly with that. So you could almost have a little set of these, and you know, match them to your outfit. And that is something I might do as time goes on. If I wouldn't buy these new, but if a second-hand one came up for a good price and it was one of the different colours, I think I would go for it, just to have, you know, a couple of different options, you know, for you know, different outfits. And I think that's the fun part of having an affordable watch as opposed to a really expensive high-end piece. So there you go. I'm absolutely over the moon with this watch, and for what I paid for it, I think it's fantastic value for money. I can't fault it in any way. I'm not going to do negatives on this because I've mentioned I suppose the only negative really is the red dipped second hand, and I'm still not sure whether I don't like it or not, because I can't see it without it, but I just think it probably would have looked absolutely fine without it, but it doesn't upset me too much. So if you're looking for negatives, that's about all I can come up with really. I think the movement is good, the crystal is good, I suppose if you're going to go negatives, a display case back would have been nice, but I'm not bothered either way really. I don't think this is going to be a particularly attractive mechanism in this. I think it's quite a bland thing. So, you know, and I think they do a version with a case, a display case back anyway. So I'm sure you could find one if you wanted one. So there you go. Just a quick update. I have got some more watches in, and I'm going to be pumping out lots of reviews. I've now got in a new little Casio twin sensor watch there. I've just got that in because it fits the watches for a tank of gas, and it's a nice legible dial on it. So that's got to be reviewed. I've got a little Casio that's come in for review here. This is a nightmare thing, this little thing. I bought it for a specific purpose, and it doesn't work for the purpose I wanted, and it's got one of those Casio straps that lets you know you're wearing it, let's say. I've got a few other bits going on here that need to be reviewed as well, so there's plenty of content coming out soon. So watch this space. Anyway, if you can like and subscribe, I appreciate it, and any comments are greatly received. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Cheers, bye.